everybody. Welcome to Glendale, Colorado, a.k.a. Rugby Town, USA, playing host to round one of the 2019 HSBC World Rugby Women's 7 Series. The battle to secure a spot for the 2020 Olympics getting underway in the impressive shadow of the Rocky Mountains. Here's how the 2018 series wrapped up. Australia held on by just 2 points over New Zealand, despite the Kiwis winning the last 3 Cup finals. France had its best ever showing in third, followed by Canada and the USA, and now we're ready for it all to start again.
Cherry's going through. Cherry's going to get it.
Captain Ghislaine Landry touches down.
She is a superstar.
Here comes 700 for Landry.
She pushes further clear at the top of the point standings. Tui! She has to go all herself. Watch it try! Off she goes. Tyler Nathan Wong over the 10. Tyler Nathan Wong touches down for New Zealand. And that's it. New Zealand champions in USA for 2017.
A look at the pools as 12 teams begin the battle for a spot in the Olympics. In Pool A, defending Olympic and series champ Australia, along with Spain, Mexico, and Russia. Pool B has 2-time defending World Cup Sevens champs, New Zealand, facing USA, China, and England. And in Pool C, Canada looking to bounce back from its worst ever series finish while taking on Fiji, France, and Ireland. Getting ready for Canada and Fiji as the first match. You see, just a couple of minutes away, and Fiji comes into this tournament with only 2 members from the group that competed in San Francisco in July. A new coach, all new players for the most part. Canada has said goodbye to several faithful Sevens servants, the likes of Jen Kish, Kelly Russell, Ashley Stacey, Hannah Darling, and others. But we get to say hello to one that wears the maple leaf, international Andrea Burke. Glad you could join us today, Andrea.
Happy to be here, Bill. And Canada kicking off against Fiji is going to be the greatest match to start off the 2018-2019 HSBC Women's Rugby Series.
This is the 8th season for the series and 6 stops, and the beauty of this is they are in the tunnel lining up, and you see the lineups for Coach John Tate and for Alaferetti Dovivarada. He is taking over for Ilyesa Tanavulu, and he's got quite a job in his hands. But the 6 stops, and a third of them are in North America, here in Glendale, Colorado, and in beautiful Langford.
Both of them are very intimate settings. This is a great space for the athletes to be competing.
Susan?
For the athletes to be competing. The turf here at Infinity Park, you can smell it from the broadcaster's booth right now. They've been working on it all week, getting prepared for the athletes to take the field this morning.
And there are the teams, Fiji in white, Canada in red, as Sarema Luangila on the left, and the captain for Canada, that is Ghislaine Landry, of course, with 984 career points. Have you ever sent her on a winner, Andrea, in your career? Do you ever get to toss one to Ghislaine out there?
Ghislaine and I have taken the field a number of times together. She is by far one of my favorite players to play with. She can turn something out of absolutely nothing. We've seen it from her. These are the reasons why she has been on the top try scorers in the last series.
You take a look at the squads, and it's been kind of a change physically for Fiji. They look a lot larger than the last time we saw them, and they seem to have gone for some size. We'll see if that equates to being successful on the pitch. And we get Joy Neville from Ireland, the noted official, going to be calling this first match to start out the 8th season of the HSBC World Rugby Women's Sevens Series 2019. Beautiful day in Glendale, Colorado. And the sun out. They say it should be about 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the course of the day here. Right now, I think it's probably right around 60 degrees or so, starting things out early on a Saturday morning, wherever you are. Glad you could join us.
Okay, White.
Enjoy Neville getting the adjusting the watch, making sure everything's perfect. And here we go. Season number 8. Just about ready to get underway with Ghislaine Landry sending it skyward on the near side, and Nangathalevu with the first grab as they work it over to the side to Radunyavani, and a little bit of a break there, and the queen of the offloads as Fiji right at halfway and feeling good about moving a little hop, skip, and a jump, and the offload goes to Nangathalevu. Spillage there just outside the 22. And so we will have a scrum, I believe, in favor of Canada to get things back into play.
Really great work by Fiji, getting the yards up the field. Just the one offload did not go to hand, giving Canada the scrum. I think this is the breath that Canada is wanting. Fiji has certainly put them under pressure in the first minute of play. Bind. Set.
Julia Greenshields wearing the 5, rolling it in, plucking it out, and Brittany Benn the first carry. And Brittany Benn not going to go down easily, finally taken down and recycled. Molesky gets to Crossley, and they Landry tossing back inside to Caroline Crossley. And a pretty good movement here by Canada, with Ben going to force the issue on the outside. Bianca Farella, who we know can score tries in bunches, as one of the Fijians a little slow to get out, Letitia Nangato, wearing number 3 here on the near side. And we've got an open player as Kaylee Lucan. Kaylee Lucan going to step away. Kaylee Lucan with a shirt tackle gives it back to Crossley, and Crossley crosses over for the first score.
And how is that for the 2 young ones, the young guns on the Canadian side? Callie Lucan takes her defender back inside. She has got legs for days. She is nothing but speed. Looks to the offload to Carolyn Crossley. Another one of the young guns on the field for Canada. Canada is on the board, Bill.
Crossley's got that historic thing going down. She scored the first ever Commonwealth Games try for Canada, and here to start this 8th season, he's the first scorer in that one. And the early advantage, 7-0 on the converted try for Canada. On the restart, drifting back is Nangathalevu. Taken to turf. Farella gets out of sorts, and the fend by Nangato. And the captain, Sarama Luangila, rolled back and picked up quickly by Canada, and away it goes.
Advantage is over.
Brittany Benn to Molesky. Kayla says, excuse me while I get by you there. Balitha Naina with the tackle for Fiji, and then the fend again, and to the outside, and Landry's free, and getting ever closer to that 1,000-point mark is Ghislaine Landry for Canada.
Cheers, Chris. Yep. Canada seems to be hitting their stride. Ghislaine Landry, first try getting herself on the scoreboard to be the World Cup on the series again. I love this offload off of the ground, good distance, under control, and Brittany Benn with the offload from her weak hand. Canada's done a really great job of creating the overlaps and isolating the Fijian defender so far.
And so Landry makes the conversion, so She's got 9 points to start the day. She was at 984, so now at 993. She's a converted try away from 1,000. You mentioned Brittany Ben with the
thank you.
with her offhand. That's because her strong hand was attached to that lever she let go on the fend from the left side, and very effectively.
Keeping the ball alive is such an important key in sevens.
Up high and contested for, but takes a bounce before it's grabbed, and just a little over 2 minutes to go in this first half, with Canada holding a 14-0 lead on Fiji. Fiji 9th in the World Series last year. The Canadians finished 4th, as mentioned. 4th sounds pretty good, especially if you're trying to qualify for the Olympics, but
Released.
oh, a nice little flick back. It goes to Nangado, and Leticia Nangado gonna cut down that touch line for the captain, Lewangila. And she might have got a little close to the side and bundled
Cancel
out.
that. Sorry, it's not half time. Sorry, touch. Sorry, touch. My bad.
Joy Neville's battery on her watch is going a little faster than our timekeeper
red ball,
here.
my apologies.
So red
Take a
ball
step
for
like
Canada, and the line out on the far side. I can understand Joy being a little confused there because of the sounds that went off here, but on the far side, going to toss it in. Up top, Molesky fires a dart. To turf it goes. Crossley looking for it. Landry in the shadow of her own goal, trying to roll out of there with
There's
it.
a knock on in the steal.
And the knock
There's a
on,
knock on in the steal.
and the scrum will be awarded to Canada.
And Fiji just smothering defense. The ball on the ground. Canada doesn't have many options. Got away lucky there with a scrum on their 5-yard line.
Fiji marked the same as
5 meter line, I should say. It is rugby, although we are in the States.
I'm counting on you for my metric and Celsius breakdowns later.
Find.
So
Set.
Green Shield rolls it in. Looks a little deeper to Landry. Decides to take it on her own off the right side. Coming back, Farella with the slight dummy, and then being taken down just outside the 22 by Naimasi. Landry got the red machine rolling. Oh, up high. Might have a card on that one. We'll see. Just no high tackle, and they'll stop it right there. I should say high tackle attempt.
Absolutely, high tackle attempt. Brittany Ben did a great job here to just keep her feet. And of course, there's no tolerance for high tackles. So it's been brought back to a penalty.
So the final play of the first half, and getting free is Landry. Landry giving it back, and the mishandling by Greenshields inside the 22. And that's going to end the first half, but a successful one for Team Canada with a 14-0 lead over Fiji. The first match of this 8th season of the HSBC World Rugby Women's 7 Series, and Canada and Fiji going at it, and we're going to get you ever closer to the huddle here, the Canadians, and Big John Tate, the coach, with the advantage at the intermission.
Oh, and fine, because all they're doing is going into contact and looking for the layup. Same on the end over here, Carol. You can't pinch, right? You gotta stay out. Just hold our line, right? All we're waiting for is one of us to come out of the line. The 4s are on, right? So we gotta look and get our feet set and go together. That's pretty good. When we get down our run and exit, that super we ran, can we go anywhere? What do we want to do? Relax. Slow it down. Remember where we are. Get some depth, set it up, and run something we know we're going together, okay?
Everyone talk. Everybody talk. It's not on one, it's not on two. Everybody talk. Let's go.
Now we gotta move that ball. You're creating things, we gotta move it.
We stretch for the first 3 minutes. Let's go. Team.
Charity here for Kelly. Charity.
A look at Jessalyn Landry and the start she has had for Canada. And Andrea, you heard John Tate, the familiar voice there in the huddle, and what did he have to say?
Canada's doing a great job getting the hard yards close to the scrum, running the balls off of the 4, and then once they're starting to get the open space, moving the ball to the outside. The players on the Canadian side are looking to stay connected, especially with the Fijian team, who is no stranger to contact, and they've been so successful in the first half, getting the offloads out of contact, keeping the ball alive.
Okay, you ready? Okay, Reg.
Ready to start the second half. And Roella Radinyavuni sends one that finds the turf right at the 22, taken by Canada. And coming back to the near side, the bend to Landry, outside to Charity Williams, the birthday girl today, her green shield, a tie for Canada.
A huge team try there, celebrated by Julia Greenshields. And Jessalyn Landry starting with Charity Williams, running across the field, giving the offloads. I love the hard steps back inside. Brittany Benn did a fantastic job of isolating 2 defenders, giving the opening for Jessalyn Landry to step back inside. And then it was only left to Julia Greenshield to do what she does best with her quick feet, change of direction, and run it in under the posts.
And a couple of more points in the career for Jessalyn Landry, now 5 shy of the 1,000-point mark on the World Series. And for Greenshields, her 64th match for the Canadians, and got 199 career points in that one. So she is able to find the zone every once in a while, and on the restart, batted around, contended for. Bianca Farella in there trying to get one on. And
release right away. Away, Reg.
And Fiji comes up with it. And Joy Neville doing a little education. Big hit by Brittany Benn. Somebody went down quick, and the Joy Neville awards it to Canada. Landry pounds it into touch on the far side, trying to find out if that glass is breakable or not on this side of the building. And so the line out will be on the far side.
Please wait. In, please.
The lift up high goes Farella. Ben comes back near side. Landry flings it out a bit off the mark, and trying to get to it is Greenshields, the most recent try scorer, but to touch she goes. So Fiji with a line out, finding itself down.
White 3.
21-0. Just under 4 minutes to go in this one, the first match of the day. By the way, coming up next will be Carl Tanana and Tiana Penatani with the call of Ireland and France just around the corner. That ought to be a good one. Fiji would like to get one right here as Marula Taruti, who was one of the 2 players for Fiji in the Rugby World Cup Sevens, most recently in San Francisco, to go along with teammate Anna Marie Namasi.
Right ball.
It's hard for Fiji, I'm guessing, Andrea, that all of a sudden you have 10 essentially new players to the mix, and to try to get the synchronicity between them, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, absolutely, that's possible, Bill. The thing about these games is that all of these teams have been in preseason for 10 weeks. So this is really the first time that they get to come together at an exciting international.
Farella. And Greenshield inside the 22. Ben recycles it. Caljuvie wearing the 7 into the contest. Charity Williams takes a step inside. Just avoids getting a big-time hit there by Naimasi. And a side entry the call, so Farella going to tap it from right there. Step forward. Sling it to Caljuvie. Back inside comes, the lift. And down goes Brittany Ben. Charity Williams on the birthday, putting the icing on the cake for a try for Canada.
Big smiles there from Charity Williams and the assistant, Sarah Caljuvie. I just love the way that Caljuvie draws her defenders, essentially 3-on-1, opening up Charity Williams for what looks to be an easy try. And of course, Bill, these are not easy tries. I just love the aggression and the physicality that Fiji is bringing to today's game.
Well done by the birthday girl, and here is Jesslyn Landry from a distance and an angle, and that's not going to get the job done. So holding on 995 on the career points. And into the contest, Breanne Nicholas, who was also one of the Rugby World Cup 7s, and wearing the 11.
Emma Chown, brand new, gets her start. She's been in the program for over a year. This is the first time she is wearing the Canada jersey in an international match.
Up high as rolling through there was Pam Buisa, and I've had a couple of people talk to me about Pam, and many of them use the word, she's a bruiser at times.
A bruiser would define Pam Buisa. We talked about the physicality of Fiji being aggressive, and this is exactly the type of style of play that Pam brings to the Canadian side.
Up high, and the grab going to Solakavidi, and Vasidi keeping it for Fiji. On this side is Ben with the tackle of Radinyavuni. Back toward the center. Rovato outside to Solakavidi. That one pops in the air and getting her bearings and then getting loose, and then the offload as Rovato.
Down, that went back from red.
Just about 25 seconds to go in this contest, and Canada holding on to a comfortable 26-0 lead. And so for the Canadians, next up will be Ireland a little later in the day, and Fiji will take on France. And of course, France and Ireland are the next contest here. And not rolling away, and back with it on the tap comes Fiji. You hear the horn. So time has run out. This will be the final play of the contest, and a contentious one by Radinyavuni. And the flick back, and away it goes to Rovato. Casita Rovato. Lowendrau.
Okay, back.
Oh, and getting free is Nina. Nina's going to get Fiji on the board as she goes into the corner. Circles back around. Let's see if she can make it to the post here. Loping along and going to put it down right under. So Balitha Nina, the 23-year-old, the cousin of Israeli Nizarani of the Bunbury's, gets Fiji on the board for the first time this season. And a chance to add 2 as Radinyavuni right out in front. Getting a little respect on the scoreboard. On through it goes, and that is the final. Canada with a 26-7 win over Fiji. Okay.
The next game up in this pool, France versus Ireland. Carl Tanana here, former New Zealand's captain. Great to be joined by former Australian superstar Tiana Penatana. I know you really rate this French team there, Tiana.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been looking forward to watching France play, especially after their performance at the Rugby World Cup Sevens, and the best finish they've had so far, end of season last year, finishing third behind Australia and New Zealand. They're in fine form, and I'm very excited to see how they match up against Ireland in this game.
Yeah, this Irish team, very, very experienced with O'Flynn, Tyrell Flood, Boyles, Murphy Crowe is one of their main strike weapons. Baxter, Fitzhenry, Doyle, Mulhall, Higgins, Nikovard and Heffernan round out their 12. Great to be here in Glendale, Rugby Town as they call it here in Denver. I've enjoyed my time. Tiana, how have you found it? A purpose-built stadium just for rugby.
I know, isn't it awesome? Infinity Park, there's no better place to play in the Mile High City. Glendale, they've put on the weather for us. Beautiful sunny day, about 21 degrees, perfect playing conditions, but it's an awesome city, a brand new city that the players get to experience and play in front of a new crowd. Looking forward to it.
Obviously, you've played at this level. We're at altitude as well. A lot of people don't realise that. How hard is it on the lungs for these teams?
Yeah, it's very hard, and I'm sure most teams have acclimatised in different states and obviously come here a little bit earlier so they can adjust to the high altitude, but it takes its toll, that's for sure, especially in your lungs, in your legs. Feel the lactic a lot easier. Yeah, it'll be tough.
Here come the two teams here, French on the right-hand side in their blue, the Irish in their emerald green. First time for these sides in Denver under the beautiful blue sky. Bit of a nervous time for these two teams. First game of the new tournament, of the new series.
Yeah, that's right. Coming off the back of a short pre-season as well, there'd definitely be a few jitters among both of these teams. But once that ball gets kicked off, first tackle's gone, it's game on.
Getting ready to go now. Game 2 in Pool C, a handy win by Canada first up against Fiji. French team coming in with Fanny Horta, their captain. 40 tournaments under the belt. Every time she's played, she's captained the side. I'm sure she'll be heavily involved as we go. Nice contestable kick from the kickoff too. Taken well by Mayans, I think it was, for France. Get first reception of the ball along the chain. The loose pass from Biscara. Dealt with nicely though. Good setup, good bridge, quick ball. Numbers on the outside. Ball in two hands by Amadi. Strong player. Just drops it off the back. Keeping their space. Isaiah with some footstep. Strong in the tackle. Takes a couple of defenders to take her down. Nice one by Balls in the end, but they got numbers the left-hand side. And this is a nice try from France. Great way to start. Guerin is in for the first.
Well-deserved try there for Guerin. We spoke about them pre-match. They're in fine form, and it was just simple hands, passing it through the left, all the way to the right. Amadi, she's the orchestrator of the play in this game, and she's the one that took it right. A nice carry there, and just a simple little scoot from the ruck, back to herself, back to her pace, and Guerin's over for the first 5 points.
What's so impressive about this try, Tiana, is the way they're able to hold their ball and hold space and create holes in that defensive island.
That's right, and they make it look easy, the French. They've really, in the last couple of seasons, come to realise that their strengths are to pull the ball wide rather than play that physical game through the middle.
French just flashing why they've been so good. Fanny Horta there, ready to challenge this kick. They got it the first time. Amadi puts it up nice and contestable again. Same result as well for the French. Mayan tapping it back this time. Ball out, and they've got numbers straight away. 2-on-1 created. Trying to get across. Nice tackle from Mulhall. Creates the dusty pass, but once again, France making it look easy from kickoff.
Yeah, that's right. Great defense there from Mulhall, as you said, but France off the kick-up. Mayan, she's got a 15s background, a strong 15s background, and we've come to see how important these restarts are in sevens. It's just another component of the game where they can just regain possession, as we've seen.
This will be the first time Ireland have had ball in hand. They need some ball here just to settle down. Nothing to attack, a very wide set on the first 5. Nice take there from O'Flynn. They wrap around the base of the line out. Nice defense as well coming in. I think it was MRD. Stay the short side, do Ireland. Take it into contact. Good over the ball too. That's a nice pick off from Mulhall off her bootlaces. Over the ball though, France, strong.
Holding on. Hang on.
I think that's my yarns again too, Tiana.
Yeah, she's phenomenal in the air, around the ruck. She's a great all-round player. But just unfortunate error there for Ireland. It's the only possession they've had so far in this half, and they really need to hold on and not fall into the hands of the other team.
Tapton goes to the right, does Biscuit at dummy and go from Tremoli. Scrambled defences over there, over the ball. Ireland strong as well. They go through. France are able to withstand it though. They go the short side again. The captain, I think it was, Porter. Desperate from this Irish team. But it seems relentless at the moment from France.
Knock on
bounces
advantage.
awkwardly. And a double knock off.
No advantage.
It's great intent here for Ireland to really rush up with that scramble defence, put French under pressure. And it was there Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe showing her impact and really pushing up, putting them under pressure and forcing that loose carry.
Yeah, Gurin was very wide, so she had to try and take the ball on the bounce, and you're right. Murphy-Crowe coming in and stopping their play, applying the pressure. But deep in their own quarter again are Ireland. Haven't been in the French half at all in these first 4 minutes. Start the right side now, come to the left. Again, takes it to the setup, smart play by Ireland. Spreading across the face of their goalpost. No sweeper for France, so there's a lot of space in behind for Ireland. Hasn't been seen yet. Again, take it into the setup on their far side of the field. Now,
knock on advantage.
Another knock on, unfortunately for the Irish team.
It's just loose little errors like knocking the ball on when you've got possession that you just can't afford in the game of sevens, as you'd know, Carl. But you touched on it there. There's no sweeper in the back line for France. They've got the speed of Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe, arguably one of the fastest on the World Series. Surely they put a little kick in behind, get her chasing it and get themselves on the board.
Coach.
The captain won't be happy. Lucy Mahal will set up nicely. She knew there was an opportunity. Unfortunately, couldn't take it. 2 mistakes from the Irish in their own half an hour. Can the French convert into points? One-on-one defense here now. Good at the moment on the outside. Makes the tackle over the top of the ball. There's Ireland. That's a nice step, and they take it quickly too. This is better from Ireland now. Can they exploit the numbers? Again, setting it up on that far side of the field. It seems to be something that highlighting. Across the face again. Tough pass to take. They jam in on defence too, France. That's a try score. Gurin, and they've ripped it away. Straight from defence on attack from France. Nothing doing there. Good defence. 3 in fact for Ireland. Can they get over that ball? They've got to release. Looking very tired, both of these teams. A lot of hands on hips here for this French side, so they have to go back into the close quarter stuff. Going backwards now before they go forward. A little bit of a hole, an offload as well. Azar, look for the outside now. She gives it to a winger. Guran, who was able to score on the first try for them in the opening stanza. Nice offload, and this will be Amadi. That's exhausting stuff from the French team, but once again come up an Irish mistake.
Yeah, that's right. The Irish aren't doing themselves any favours, that's for sure, but Montserrat Amadi, keep an eye out for this player this weekend. She's phenomenal. A try-scoring machine, but also the orchestrator through the middle of the field, and a nice little unselfish play from Guerin to get 1 metre short of the line. A good little offload, but the French, their support work through that phase of play was phenomenal. They went all the way from the right-hand side, brought it back to the left-hand side with, I think, 1 phase they played. And Amadi gets the first try for herself this weekend.
It's been good, both on attack and defence, that support play. We just saw the rip just a little bit earlier on. Give them that opportunity. Amadi's going to be the try scorer, and she's the one that's been kicking off and doing those nice high contestable kicks. Half-time siren sounds. Still only 14-0 to the French team, but Ireland, they need this kick-off. They lost the first 2, and it's resulted in 2 French tries. Amadi puts it on a dime, a little bit longer, but it's nicely taken by O'Flynn. Ireland reset quickly in their back line. Passes in front. Baxter decides to go up the middle. Now they've got 2 options. They decide to go to the right-hand side. They've got a 3-on-2. They go across the field a little bit. which allows the defence to come across and connect. Porter with a tackle with France. Delivery from Higgins. Can they get a little bit wider? Pass just back on the shoulder, so she had to stop. Get it along, a little bit of a hole here now. Ireland make the break, there's the delivery. And this is the Irish team we know. It's going to be Aoife Doyle with the score. I think it was Mulhall, the captain, who this time was able to recognise around the ruck, take the ball up and offload a nice pass for the score.
Yeah, very well-constructed team try there. Aoife Doyle with her 5th career try. But it was the break here from Mulhall to see and hear her support players in the midfield and just to pop that ball without even making any eye contact. That's great skill there, and Aoife Doyle with the finishing touches. It's exactly what Ireland needed to keep themselves in this game just before half-time.
A great conversion rate for the Irish. One time they've been in the half of the French team, they come away with 7 points. They find themselves dominated in the first 6 minutes and 59 seconds, but they get the score, a much needed one for them as well, to pull it in within one converted try. Ireland will trail France 14-7 at the half.
Oh, good.
We'll have a rest. Dover, come on. Okay, come in. Nice and close. I'll go back to the tempo of the game, okay? You want to control the tempo of the game. If it's on, you go. If it's not yours, take the time, all right? Okay? We've had bugger all field position. Let's try and get a little bit more field position. It's our kickoff, all right? We get the ball from the kickoff. We try and dominate the possession early. We get the points as long as we've got good field position. The other thing, girls, is in our attack, we've got to move the ball from that breakdown. They're far too slow. We're far too slow to move that ball. We're too slow to get in on the ball carrier. We're too slow to present the ball, and our 9s aren't even there, okay? So that's our opportunity, girls. You've got blue jerseys lying on the ground around that ruck, and they've got time to bounce up by the time our 9's there. We've got to move that ball a lot quicker, okay? Let's have some energy in that second half about doing that. Defensively, no dummies. Talk to each other. Nominate who you've got. Tell people inside and out, all right? Keep putting them under pressure defensively. We've got to look after the ruck first. Energy again. Bounce out of that ruck contest. Split it, then find your spacing. If you can't get the line split, it doesn't matter. All right, but we've got to look after the ruck first. We've got to have 6 green jerseys in that line, and then we talk defensively. Okay? Let's go, girls.
We've got to play. Yeah? Let's take it to them and let's play. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team!
They're not working hard.
The shot of the Rocky Mountains here, so iconic in America. The beautiful sun here in Glendale. But Tiana, what did you get out of their huddle from the Irish?
Yeah, some interesting points that were raised there from Ireland's coach, Anthony Eddy. He's an Aussie himself and obviously got a lot of experience with rugby, but just talking about body language and making the most of their opportunities and really getting that 9 clearance away from the ruck, which is where they seem to get caught out by the French. The French are bouncing up off their feet after making tackles and just stealing that ball, putting them under pressure.
You all hold that against Anthony Eddy. As we get the second half underway, Ireland kick off. Nice one too, but nicely taken by Izar. He's able to offload to Amadi, who's been very prominent in the first 7 minutes for this French team. Playing at that pace too. Offload out the back door, and there's exactly the start I'm sure Anthony Eddy will be asking for from his team. Good defense.
A little bit too much horsepower in that flick pass there from the 11, Shannon Izar. But a great opportunity here for Ireland. They spoke about field position at halftime. This is the perfect opportunity for them to execute.
Almost missed tackles. Really did mount up in that first half of this Irish team. They had to make a lot of them though, but still were able to get the much important score before the half. Baxter up nice tonight. Delivers. There's nothing the Irish captain could do, but she takes it up. Now along the back line, one-on-one defense. That's a good spot tackle in the centres from Izar. Looking around the ruck again, probing. Offload from Higgins. Nikavad as well. Taking it a long way over the advantage line. Good carry by the number 11. This is good ball. Very slow to get back out of the French defence. They come across again, the spot tackle. A good one from Amadi this time. Ireland still able to hold possession. They're in short corridors, so the French defence was very condensed. Going to be hard to break a strong run again. And they concede. Just Nickavard. Now the Irish attack spreads out. Nicely taken. Very tough ball. And there's the deep French. The French bring his Biscuit out, who was the one that got amongst it in an easy jogging for their third try, and it's going to be Guren again for her second.
Some excellent vision there from the French to get that turnover at the ruck, and Lena Guren with a 60-metre sprint down the field. But it's just those same points for Ireland. They're getting stuck at the ruck, struggling to get that halfback to get the 9 clearance out to the first receiver. And Guerin, she's too quick, got a little sniff, picked the ball up, and off she goes to bag her double for this game.
Well, I know they're highlighting and having a look around the ruck, this Irish team, but I think on that occasion, you just want to clear the ball. It was nice and clear. Conversion's good. Just pushes it out to 21 points to 7. That's a shot just looking back into the main stadium. Of Infinity Park here. And there's the mistake from France. It'll be jam-packed, I can guarantee you that. People starting to come in now. Let's taste. Sevens Rugby in Glendale. I know they've been really looking forward to this. They want to put on a good show here, Tiana.
Yeah, absolutely. We know Americans love their sport. They love their rugby here in Glendale, so there's no doubt it'll be an interesting weekend here.
Tap taken by Ireland. Didn't pass high, but Mulhall's able to take it in. Good footwork from Murphy Crowe. We haven't really seen Murphy Crowe with any opportunities, and straight down, settling it off, unfortunately. Aoife Doyle.
It's unfortunate there for Aoife Doyle. She really needed to keep her hands off the ground, keep them on her player on the ground. So she's supporting her own body weight. So that's just a missed opportunity there again for Ireland.
I suppose that's been the story of this half, well, this game so far. Anthony, Eddie, it's been their own mistakes rather than the French team really forcing it upon them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They're really beating themselves here, Ireland. We've seen little snippets of the way they can play, getting little half breaks, but they're just shooting themselves in their foot.
Only game one, though, of this tournament. By no means over here. There's a drop, but it's gone backwards. Controlled by Horta. Going around before she goes forward as Amadi. Thought she's going to offload it. She releases. She can play on and goes again. Been very strong. Great footwork, Amadi. Nice line. And another offload. Now they shift it quickly. It's Duan who passes it on the outside. Couple of placements on front. That's a nice tackle on Shiofani. Great defence. That's something you can't fault Ireland in this game.
Off the forward, dude.
Shiofani, when she gets in space, she is dangerous, but that is a magnificent tackle there from Aoife Doyle again. She's been all over the park this match. Wrapped around the ankles and straight out the sideline. Almost.
It was a good turnover. That was the main thing. Now somehow Ireland need to get it to Murphy Crowe. Just give her a one-on-one opportunity. Here's a nice chance they can be solid at the set piece. They are. Mulhall goes across. They go on the one-on-one for the setup in the midfield. They've reloaded on the near side. Pass is good. Stacey Flood now takes it in contact. There's a nice offload right in behind. Only one person on the ground for France. All numbers on their feet, and again another nasty pass from Ireland. Nickavard does well to take it initially, but it's over the sideline. Disappointing end.
Form.
Yeah, you can see they're really struggling to get that 9 clearance away. I'm sure it'll be a work on when they go back into the team tents, but
Can I get the number,
just
please?
little errors like that. She should have stepped in from the sideline rather than try and take her on the outside. She knew she couldn't back her pace.
I think the thing is, too, it's only game one of the first series. It's still a long way to go. There will be some rust for all these teams, I'm sure. That's definitely what we've seen from this Irish side so far. The French team, on the other hand, been very good. They're very structured, that's for sure. Some good skills as well. Look at those nice long passes in front. Offloads have been a real feature of the game, and there's a little bit of space on the outside. Again, nice defence coming across. It's Gruan. wrap around. Chiofani's been involved since coming off the bench. Very lanky player. Quick ball. Oh, just behind Gruen. Unfortunately, created the 2-on-1 there, but skills letting them down on that occasion.
Really impressive defensive work here from Ireland. You can see that they're staying very well connected throughout the middle of the field, which is a positive they can take from this. Their errors are really only coming from their own errors that they're letting go of the ball. So
Crouch.
Some positive dividends to come off the back of their good defensive work.
Yeah, totally agree there. They have been staunch on defence. Scrambling as well has been outstanding. Stacey Flood now.
Straight.
Feed this ball. Gets it out nicely. Goes across this mohole. Set up in the midfield again from Ireland. There's been the set up in the midfield and come back. The blinds seem to be the tactic from the Irish. They create the numbers, but they don't use it because they don't need to. Strong run by Nikovard. The penalty there. Well, Ireland aren't going to win the game, but they still would like to score. Just get their points diff up. Can they flash it one more time, this Irish team? A good step by Tyrrell, who's onto the field. Now there's an opportunity if they can get it. They get it along the chain. They jam in again, but they don't back their pass. To get on the outside of the defender. Nice straight and take it in again strongly. Murphy Crow. Here's Tyrrell. Gotta be patient here.
Hands out now.
Pass is good. All across field at the moment. The loop behind. Again, they jam in France. That's a good read. Drouin, the ball's out and the turnover from France again. Under immense pressure. Now, can they go 80 metres? Got a player on the inside. Decides to keep it, does Horta. Over the ball, that's got to be a turnover short. Definitely.
Not releasing.
Nikovard, he's been strong in this one. Good turnover.
And that was an excellent effort. It came there from the chase around the outside from Lucy Mulhall, the captain. Big captain's play there to make that tackle and then her support player to come in and get the steal.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of hands on hips by these Irish girls, but they have tackled their hearts out, that's for sure. She's just saying, you need to get on me quicker. That's Powell there. He's caught on the outside. Very slow to this lineup. The Irish team taking their time, fair enough too. It's going to be Flood to throw this ball in. She'll get it off the top. She wraps around. There they go. In the hole is Tyrrell. She slides through it, and this will be a nice end. And just reward for some great defence from this Irish team. Hannah Tyrrell.
A nice little finish there for Hannah Tyrrell. Very experienced player for this Irish team. This being her 15th tournament on the World Series. But the vision there from Tyrrell, just to show it to her winger, little dummy, and slide straight through the gap between the defensive centre and wing. Putting the finishing touches on a little bit of a bittersweet finish here for the Irish side.
Got 5.
They're going to come up a little bit short in the end, this Irish team, but showing their heart right to the death. And then the French team take the win. And these two teams' first game, the second one in Pool C. France take it, 21 points to 12.
The third match of the day to start this season, the 2018-2019 HSBC World Rugby Women's 7 Series, and it is a showdown between the United States and England. The U.S. finishing 5th in the World Series last year. England was 8th. And then at the Rugby World Cup Sevens, the English finished 9th and the USA 4th. And ready to get it started for England, Holly Atchison. puts it in the air, far side, competed for, and it appears to come into the hands of England. Back to the center of the field here on the left side. Emma Aaron wearing the 7 for England. Rolls over once or twice before the captain, Abby Brown, comes in for the recycle. Claire Allen a bit errant. Emily Scarrett, the all-time leading point scorer for England. Bouncing it off, and the counter ruck by the United States. Near side, Brown. And somebody lost a boot, and down goes Emma Aaron. Spun back by Holly Atchison. Claire Allen with it. Scarrett takes on Cheta Emba, wearing the 1 for the United States. And holding on too long, Emily, and the turnover goes to the USA.
The USA is well rewarded there for a solid defensive effort. The ball going from one sideline to the other through the hands of England. They just were not able to get the forward yards on the field.
They'll have Kelter hammering that one to touch, and Nicole Heverland will toss in on the near side for the USA. Quite the re-addition is Kelter, unable to play in the Rugby World Cup Sevens recently in San Francisco because of injury. Scored 138 points during last season. And Haverland getting set to toss it in.
USA is in a really exciting scoring position here.
Holly Davidson, the referee from Scotland, up high. It comes. Haverland spins to Kelter. Left side to Ilona Marr. And Marr with the fend, and Marr! She's got Marr and Marr!
And the crowd is loving that from Marr. Heverland to Kelter through the hands, and then it's all down to a one-on-one effort. Huge fend by Marr, and England's Abby Brown has nothing that she can do about that strong body charging into the try line.
The product of Burlington, Vermont, an All-American at Quinnipiac University, Ilona Marr gets the scoring started in this one. And the conversion off the mark, and a 5-0 lead for the USA. Kelter to give it a go on the restart. Pounded high and maybe a bit far. Might have caught a little wind going that other way, and to touch it goes. So at halfway, the English will crank up their attack.
It's a bit of an error there by Alev Kelter. Going short with the kick is the strategy to get the ball back, to maintain possession of the ball. When it goes out, it's a clear turnover, ball in hand with England.
This England squad last year on the series, 8th at Dubai, 9th at Sydney, 7th in Japan, 7th in Langford, and 8th in Paris. And when you think about England and the USA Sevens, they looked unbelievable back in 2013 with the likes of Joe Watmore, Alice Richardson, and a young Emily Scarrett in that crew. And they have had some tough times recently, not as sharp as they want to be. And James Bailey, the former English Sevens player, taken over for Simon Middleton, and he wants to get him back toward the top of the table.
Come back.
Trying to take a step through there, Holly Atchison. Holding the ball, showing it is Scarrett, and Scarrett going to send a teammate on a winner as England going to get even here. Emma Aaron making her Glendale debut, and across she goes for the 5.
Well, yes, she's the debutante, but it is absolutely clear as to why she has the start today for England. Great hands here through England, just keeping the ball alive. Doyle commits the tackle on Scarrett, and Erin is just off to the races. She's got nothing but speed on the outside. And I'm sure England is going to be happy with that one. That was a very hard work try, but something to note is the first time that England was able to make it in to USA's defending half. They're able to put points on the board.
And able to put a couple more points on the board as Atchison boots it through for the additional 2 on the conversion. And England with a 7-0 lead over the United States, who last season in the series, 2nd at Dubai, 8th at Sydney, 9th at Japan, 3rd at Langford, and 5th at Paris. And that one comes back the English way. Helena Rowland wearing the 10 now for England into the lineup. The try scorer, Erin, taken down. Nia Tapper in there battling. Spun back the other side away from Allen. Goes to scare it, and she's taken to turf.
Off your feet.
And off the feet coming in there to help out, I believe, was Allen, and whistled up by referee Holly Davidson.
You want it? You want it?
And Kelter hits a boomer down there, and to touch it goes, and well inside the 22. Nice kicking by Kelter.
Kelter is just so well drilled off of her foot, whether it's the restart, although we did see the one error earlier today, but on her restarts, her conversions, and the distance that she gets when she's kicking out of hand for the penalties into touch.
Girls, I want you in and set.
And some substitution. First of all, for England coming in is Ellie Kildunn wearing the 8. She comes in for Deborah Fleming.
Stay on the mark of the AR. Hold her.
Number 7, Nia Tapper, is also on the field for USA. If I was a betting person, I'd be willing to bet they're putting the ball into Nia Tapper's hands off
And
this lineup.
Aaron throw on the line out, and so Tapper's not going to get a chance here. May have to make the tackle, as a matter of fact, as it comes around the corner, and there she is with the backhand to sort of slow her down and then turn and make the tackle. Look like a knock-on to me. Let's see if that is the call. Davidson with a slight delay,
I can't hear anything.
So the call on the knock-on is coming off of the sideline with the assistant referee.
Yeah, you heard Holly Davidson say I couldn't see anything. Actually, couldn't see nothing, but I'm going to fix that up for her in my editing.
Girls, mark. Hooker. Here.
So they get it right, and the scrum will go to the United States as Haverland getting Lauren Doyle in position behind the scrum. Then it goes to Kelter and Tapper. Haverland, Lauren Doyle, the co-captains teaming up there. Tapper's got a side, and Tapper, can she hit gear? She's in 3rd, can she get to 4th? Puts off the fend to the corner and the score.
Track star Nia Tapper doing what she does best on the Rugby 7 pitch. Ball coming through the hands, a little quick 1-2 against the debutante and try scorer Erin, and it is just amazing. She is keeping up with her, but Nia Tapper has a little bit more gas in the tank.
And you saw the shot of her there. Here at altitude, she is trying to find that oxygen. And we go to the break, and the United States with the score by Tapper could not convert, and holding a 10-7 advantage on England. And as they huddle up, we're going to take you inside the USA huddle, and 33-year-old coach Chris Brown, who took over for Richie Walker, who resigned in August, he's got the charges of the red, white, and blue.
Richie Walker was such a positive attribute to the USA team. He's always taking...
Okay, I think we can be a little bit more aggressive if we get that point right. Okay, our post position's not great at the moment, but how are we working as a connection? Really, really well.
We're shaping up
okay, but at the moment you're using a lot more effort because we're not getting post right, so we can't be as aggressive and isolate them as much. We need to see that straight after half. 80% of the time, you're not doing it at the moment. What have we done at the moment? You just did. You just did. All right? So if we be a little more clinical, you'll get more ball.
Okay.
All right? But continue to be patient. Continue to be patient, all right? The only negative point that I'm annoyed with, that kickoff, all three of you drop back to attack. Give them the respect. We come in, we can press, we don't give me the options, okay? Let's go.
You only got one sweeper. Everybody else stay up.
Next task, let's go. Pedal to the metal, 7 minutes. USA on 3, 1, 2, 3. USA! Find it.
We're gonna stop on the mark.
Okay.
Well, Chris Brown might be a new coach, but he does seem to have that really positive and reinforcing style that the USA team is used to with Richie Walker over the past couple of years. And I have to say, they are coming off of a huge high from the World Cup in July.
Captain, set.
Referee Holly Davidson has him set. Into the lineup for the USA wearing the 11 is speedster Chris Thomas. And Alev Kelter. Lofton one high. Gustaitis goes up in the air, and that's knocked around and comes into English hands. Aaron. Still moving forward, not taken down. Finally to turf by Haberlin. Back the other way. Allen to Brown. Left side, Atchison. And that one stripped away and picked up on the far side by the USA. Recycled. Haberlin to Chris Thomas. Thomas. Good hit by the youngster Emma Aaron, the 21-year-old. Kelter being spun around and rolling forward.
Holding.
And holding on to the ball too long.
Thank goodness.
The turnover to England.
Great speed in the ruck by Abigail Brown to get her hands on it before the supporting defense came in.
Scarrett. Emba and Thomas team up on the tackle.
Holding.
And holding the call on the other side. So good for you there, good for me here.
It's always nice as a player when you're on defense to be able to create a quick turnover like that. Defense in sevens is not the most comfortable or the most fun place to be.
Haberlin to touch. And it's really hard to ascertain just how much the altitude and the ability to breathe, and for some of these athletes, you can see they are big time panting right now.
Well, we know sevens is a tough enough game as it is. Why not add the extra challenge? Let's bring it up a mile high, throw them at altitude, and see how the teams fare. What I love is that you can actually hear how hard they're working through the mic off of the ref.
Haberlin up high and over Thomas yet again. Another miscue on the line out for the USA, and the turnover to England. And Chris Brown can't be happy on that one. Far side, Aaron. And the tackle made by Steph Rovetti, wearing the 10 for the U.S. and into the contest. Line out on the far side.
Time off. Stop. I don't have any, so perfect. Thank you.
And another substitution, this on the English side, as Emma Aaron goes out.
Time up.
And it looks like Jess Breach, another speedster, is coming in for England.
Scarrett. Gustaitis can't quite take Scarrett down. Keeping it alive, Atchison. Back inside. Pretty good hands by England on the passing there as Atchison. Back to the center, and Scarrett looks at Brown, gives it to her, and here's Jess Breach. Breach against Cheta Emba. Emba fighting to get her to touch, and on the line rolls Jess. You were right. She can motor, because Emba had her hands full just running that one down.
What a great matchup. Nice fend by Breach. Cheta Emba just able to bring it down with the fend down with one hand, and Jess Breach having a difficult time staying in touch.
Helena Rowland goes out, and Mo Hunt into the contest wearing the 5 for England. The veteran 21 points in the recent Rugby World Cup Sevens. Jordan Gray going to check in for the United States in number 8 for Cheta Emba. Chris Thomas comes off. Actually, Emba going to stick around.
Time on, here's your mark, girls.
And sort of secure that scrum for the U.S.
Jordan Gray will bring a lot of physicality. She's no stranger to contact, being a number 8 for 15s as well.
On the outside and rolling away, Rovetti. Rovetti got one to beat, gets taken down, needs some support, and Kelter in there kind of late, but lost forward on the ground. The call by Holly.
What an exciting break there. Good 30-meter run. Just knocked forward as she's trying to get up to her pins and pushing it back. This is anybody's game right now. 3 minutes to go, 3 points apart.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Rumbling through on the U.S. side. Haberlin stays in possession of England, and now the kick, and there's some open playing field there, and on the motor comes Ellie Kildun. Kildun needs it to pop into her hands. It doesn't, and the knock-on, it'll go over to the USA, and the Yanks get lucky.
Well read there by England. USA has been playing 7-up in defense for a number of phases now. Great little chip into the backfield for debutante Kildun, and just an unfortunate knock-on. However, they have managed to move the ball and up the field of play.
I'm not sure, my comms aren't working, sorry.
You would think the U.S. against England, after on the men's side getting burned at the recent Rugby World Cup Sevens on that crossfield kick in a big showdown, might be respectful of the ability for them to do it here.
Time on. Crouch. Bind.
In the shadow of their own post.
Stay there. Straight at the tunnel. Reset. Same ball.
I need more power. Go low. Drive through. Let's go. Yep.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Stay there, 9.
Mishandled, and deep in goal is Haberlin.
Scrum 5.
And to a 5-meter scrum it goes.
A little bit of Groundhog Day here for the Americans and the English. 5-yard scrum, reset, 5-yard scrum once again. That handling error, just putting USA under pressure.
Set up. Crouch.
The difference this time, England feeds the scrum and just 5 meters away from the try line.
9 back. Offside.
Offside call against the U.S. and back comes England on the outside, and they can't connect. Looked like a free ball for a moment, picked up by England, and they get it back toward the center of the field as Brown to Fleming. Fleming looking to circle through. Up high on the tackle, the advantage being played, and the tap and go there. You can hear him breathing tough as Kildun with a step, and Kildun gonna put England in front.
Well, that was a hard work try for England, but Ellie Kildun, number 8, the debutante for her team. It's her first try in Glendale and the first try in the HSBC Women's World Series. Her step there is just no match for number 8 and 7s and number 8 and 15s, Jordan Gray. She is just a wiry and frantic player, and I mean that in the most respectful way. Such a hard player to tackle.
Jess Breach couldn't connect on the conversion, but not necessary as England. We reach full time, and England knocking off the home team, the USA, 12-10.
Well, the home team upset there by the English side, but here we go, the next game in this pool is New Zealand v China. New Zealand, the number 2 ranked team on the series, coming into this first tournament. They'll be led out by Sarah Goss in their traditional black on the right, the Chinese on the left. Once again joined in commentary by Australian superstar sevens player Tiana Penatani. This is going to be a very tough matchup for the Chinese.
Yeah, that's right. There's no doubt about it. The Chinese definitely have their work cut out for them coming up against New Zealand. New Zealand are on an 18-match winning streak on the HSBC World Series. They're definitely in some of the best form that we've ever seen them in, coming off the back of a Sevens World Cup win a couple of months ago. So China, they've got some key players though, China do, the likes of number 10, Chen Ke-yi. She's got 9 tournaments under her belt. The top try scorer in Kitakyushu, where they played as the invitational team, so she will definitely be one to watch in this match.
You talk about 9 tournaments. The Chinese have only played a combined 30 right across their squad. I mean, and put that in context, Sarah Goss has played 29 by herself. So it just shows you how much of an uphill battle is. But in the game of sevens, anything can happen, as you know.
Yeah, exactly right. Just as we saw in that previous match there between USA and England. England pipped USA right on the full-time buzzer, so anything can happen.
And I know the Chinese are really making a push for the game of sevens, both in the men's and women's now. New Zealand to kick off first. It's going to be the distinct style of Tyler Nathan Wong, who gets New Zealand's campaign started. And that's the... thought it was out on the full, but it bounced in, so not taken by the Chinese, but they will have the throw into this one. It's going to be Hugh Yu to put this ball in for the Chinese. Important part of their play, they have to execute their set piece. They go up, done well, they get it off, but it's not clean. Ruby Tui comes in and cleans up for New Zealand off the back of that line out. Strong as Ruby Tui in the tackle. Over the ball is China, though, making it contestable. Portia Woodman goes through. Chinese ball, good turnover. Numbers to the left, they use it. They don't decide to go close to the ruck. Goss is good in that department, releases the player.
Back, please, back, back.
Pass around, in their own 22 again. Defence is good. Niall Williams on that occasion with the tackle. Chinese still with ball in hand. Goss with another tackle. Straight over the ball is Williams. She can't get it. Line speed is good from New Zealand. Applying the pressure on the Chinese. China holding possession. Now they go deep. Look for the crossfield kick. It's a low 1-2. One-on-one. It's going to be Michaela Blyde to chase back for New Zealand. Hard bounce, so she's able to jump on the ball. Knock on by New Zealand, so Chinese ball. Good option in their own 22 to go across and use that kick. Now they've got numbers through the Chinese. Good step.
High.
And they go quickly. New Zealand on the heels. No sweeper at the moment for New Zealand. China, though, with a dummy through Ke-yi. And there's the knock on. But good play by China.
Absolutely. Some good promising signs there for the Chinese. Off the back of that turnover down in their 22. Nice and low at the ruck, and then using the ball. They're a very well-drilled team, this Chinese side, but you can see that they play with a little bit of adaptability, which is excellent coming up against a team like New Zealand, where obviously they'd be playing on their confidence a little bit.
Wang Wenyu there just with the knock-on for China. Unfortunately, couldn't take the handle. This is where New Zealand are so lethal. Kelly Brazier at first 5 is going to receive the ball from the scrum. Niall Williams is the power in the midfield, and Michaela Blyde, the current Women's Sevens Player of the Year, on the wing. Brazier out to Williams. They keep it short with the hit up. The nice line by Michaela Blyde. Normally likes to go on the outside. The reset. Brazier. She has a wicked step, but on this occasion she's going to use her speed. She's caught the note. She hasn't. Skips out of it. New Zealand so lethal at the set piece. Get the first score in this game.
Some individual brilliance there from Kelly Brazier. 57 tries for her in her career. A very experienced player, as we know, scoring the winning try in the Commonwealth Games against Australia in April this year. But you just see she backs her pace. She's got about 10 metres outside and just fends off that last defender for China. Nice little try here for Brazier.
Just so experienced both in the women's 7s and 15 aside. Kelly Brazier. Wasn't really much going on either, Tiana. It was a one-on-one, but I'm lucky enough she had the speed on the outside.
Yeah, that's right. And as I said, a bit of individual brilliance there. Players without as much experience as Brazier and the likes of Goss probably wouldn't have taken it around the outside, would have just carried the ball and recycled for another set.
The Chinese are making New Zealand work hard in that first 3.5 minutes for their try. One mistake and New Zealand able to pounce. New Zealand to kick off again. Nathan Wong gets it up nice and high. Portia Woodman uncontested and unbelievable, this lady. Portia Woodman scores her 186th try. Too easy.
She's phenomenal, Portia Woodman. We say it time and time again, every single tournament, but the aerial skills off the kickoff here, beautiful little take in the air, and she was already on the front foot. She eats tries for breakfast. Too easy.
Nice kick there from Tyler Nathan Wong. Just got caught looking in there, did China. You've got to remember too, Tiana, she's actually a natural winger, not a prop.
Yeah, I know, and it's amazing the versatility between these New Zealand players. You've got many of them that can play in any position, whether it be at halfback, through the middle of the field, or on the wing, or even transferring as a prop, as we can see Michaela Blythe and Portia Woodman do so well.
Well, the Chinese do have some very tall women, so they've shifted over Yang Min to receive this kickoff. Now it has to be hers. There she is there. Nathan Wong's gone the same way twice, and she's going to go there for the third time. Now can China defuse this kickoff? Contestable again, beautiful kick. And Portia Woodman for a second time takes it cleanly.
No release.
Sealing off, they take it quickly. Sarah Goss not back to 10, out the back door, and then Ruby Tui, so the forwards making that try. Kickoff taken by Portia Woodman, turnover by Sarah Goss. And the second prop, Ruby Tui, finishes it off.
A very forward dominant first half this is for New Zealand, but Ruby Tui, 37 career tries for her under her belt, but a nice take from kickoff, as you said, Portia Woodman, and then Ruby Tui with the finishing touches. But what I particularly like here with Tyler Nathan Wong kicking off into the sun, that's very tactical and good experience there from her to really put China under pressure.
That's why you're the analyst, Tiana. Outstanding pick up with the sun. Exactly correct, though. Just a bit of time off here. Chinese player was down after that last tackle on Sarah Goss, but Ruby Tui, she's so integral to this New Zealand outfit.
She really is, and she's a workhorse, and that really what makes the foundation of this New Zealand side, the likes of Ruby Tui and Niall Williams in particular, that do the groundwork and make all their tackles, make all their carries. They're phenomenal players.
We're in Bronco country, aren't we, in Denver? Weren't you a workhorse when you were playing?
30 seconds.
No, you're one of those flashy ones on the wing. Well, it's going to be Nathan Wong again, who I'm sure is going to go back into that Tiana Penatani spoke about from this kickoff. It's going to be the fourth one for New Zealand in this first half. 3 tries to 0, 17 points. New Zealand up to the good, but this one's going to go too long. And now the Chinese have an opportunity with ball in hand. Looked very good in the first couple of minutes. QU there with ball in hand. They are coached by Chad Shepherd in New Zealand. They used to coach the German men's sevens team.
Okay.
So they're very solid in defence. They've got that sorted out. A double cut in the midfield. A short ball, and they go in behind. Read beautifully by Portia Woodman. And jams a nice offload. Bit of a hole here for the Chinese at the middle of the park. A strong fin by Mei Ling. Keep strong though. Quick bridger there. They have to release. Oh no, Sarah Goss is it over the ball. Yes, it is. New Zealand captain getting the turnover. Her second one for the first 7 minutes. Haven't seen much of Niall Williams. Back so far. Michaela Blythe's had a couple of touches. Offloads. Supreme at the moment. Getting in their own way, New Zealand. So Brazier just resets out to Williams. Strong as Williams, but it's a strong tackle as well on the far side. It's coming up nicely in defence. Cutting off the passing lanes for New Zealand, but now they get it one wider. Ruby Tui.
To
get the pass on the full to Goss, but now they get it out to Woodman. Woodman on the outside. Woodman's going to go all the way too easy. Doesn't even get out of second gear. Portia Woodman just continues to rack up the 5-pointers. Takes a couple of breaths, puts it down, but once again, just the ability to get on the outside of that Chinese defence who are jammed in, Tiana, impressive.
Yeah, that's right. And there wasn't much doing on the left-hand side for New Zealand. They were a little bit scrappy, trying to get the ball away. Ball went to ground a couple of times, but as we've seen time and time again, Portia Woodman makes something out of nothing, backs herself on the outside, and she's only 13 tries away from 200 tries. The first time ever on the HSB World Series.
Well, it's coming for short some stage over the season. kick is good. From Nathan Wong. That's the exclamation mark on a very dominant 7 minutes for New Zealand. It's going to be 24-0 to the women in black.
Just a couple of little things. So for doing mean on the attack, it's just a couple of times it was us backs out there, we're getting a little bit cramped. We're doing mean engaging, let's just sort of hold the space. If it's not on, we black across their arse and go again. Otherwise, let's just keep the depth, let Minnie strike, get back into the third defender tack, go again. And then the one thing on D, I reckon we're all wanting to go, but the first thing, connect first. Who cares if we take off a little bit of line speed, but we're together? That's it on D.
And same on that D, Cal said listen to the comms, because the comms are there, we're just not listening. See? And it'll make it so much easier for us. But keep the pedal on. It's also the strikers, keep striking. Strike on 3, 1, 2, 3, strike!
Just off the back of those stats, as we could see on the bottom of the screen, there isn't too much of a margin between, you know, the errors and the passes completed. You can see New Zealand are just completing their attacking sets, which is probably giving them the upper hand, especially using the wingers and Portia Woodman on the right-hand side. But China are very much in this game, and if they can hold on to the ball and complete their attacking sets, they will give New Zealand a run for their money.
Games coming up in Pool A, Russia v Spain. Their first games on day one. Then it's going to be your mob, the Australians taking on the Mexicalis. Just over 30 minutes. And you're right, though, this Chinese team have shown they have ball in hand. They are very good, but I think just the efficiency of New Zealand showing out in their first 7 minutes. China to get us underway in the second half. Once again, into the sun. It's a good kick as well. Having to go back is Goss, but she's able to defuse the restart. Tui, first receiver, out to Brazier. Along the chain to Michaela Blythe. Michaela Blythe with the stop and start. They spoke about strikers. That's what they're talking about. The main weapons having to go on the outside. They keep nice and spread. Strong pass from Tui. Now Goss gives it out to Portia Woodman, who scored 2 tries already. Goss been heavily involved. A couple of turnovers, but a sloppy pass there, and Nathan Wong has to go down. Goss again. Going around the ruck, but good defense up nice and quick from China. They can't hold her up, so they have to release. Nathan Wong out wide, and a loose pass on New Zealand now. This is the opportunity China needed.
That's right, they're in good field position here. An uncharacteristic error there from New Zealand. But as you said, perfect field position. Good opportunity here for China to really hold on to the ball. Use Yan Mei-ling, their captain, who seems to break away through the middle and really catch New Zealand off guard. Use the likes of those strong players and get it out to their speed, Chen Kei.
China now. Falls in. Nice lift and catch too. So first job done. Short ball decoy. Out the back door with a wrapper. Just got a little bit across field, China initially. Loose pass off the foot, so it's play on, 3-on-1, and Portia Woodman again just goes through the hole, and this will be her treble for the match. Off the back of a mistake from China. Portia Woodman, jeez.
A nice little hat trick there for Portia Woodman. Straight through the middle, as you said, just off the back of a little error here, handling errors there and a miscommunication. There are about 4 players in their same space rather than communicating, taking the ball to ground, recycling, and the ball pops out loose for Portia Woodman to pick up and score another 5.
At least the Chinese can hang their head on. They had some great first up defence, first phase against New Zealand. Calls a turnover for them, unfortunately, just attack-wise. They've tried some moves, but I think just a little bit flat, you'd say.
Yeah, flat in attack and not putting themselves in early position for their halfback and the middle players to create something.
Just hold,
all-time top try scorers, Portia Woodman, and one of your ex-teammates, Emily Cherry, there as well, in number 2 position. Yeah, the Cherry isn't on top. Nathan Wong really get us going again. Just gonna go the 10, is it? Yeah, play on, but nicely taken down. One in it, very hard to get this ball out, and there's another turnover. Goss again, is it? been a monster in that department at the breakdown. Sarah Goss, as you'd expect. Strong run, unfortunately, couldn't be taken there. Shakira Baker through the hole. Turns it over with her first touch, but strong run from Baker off the bench. China. Loose pill. Line speed from New Zealand, very good. That's Hugh Yu. Beautiful dive pass now. They've got a sniff on the outside. Pyong Ting decides to go back on the in-ball. She had a player unmarked, but blowing through the ruck. West area, New Zealand have dominated. Fata Simpkins onto the field and going to give up an easy try for the reigning women's player there, Michaela Blythe. Just taking a bit of a rest there. Is Michaela Blythe, but once again, New Zealand just so efficient, so good at the breakdown.
Yeah, that's right. And Sarah Goss in particular, she's renowned for stealing the ball at the breakdown, at the ruck, turning the ball over. So I guess that's a lack of experience there from China, not knowing the type of players that they're coming up against and really isolating the player on the ground in front of a player like Sarah Goss. But nice little finishing touches there from Fata Simpkins and Michaela Blythe on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's a great defence as well. She's just blowing through their ruck was Teresa Fitzpatrick. So Coach Alan Bunting ringing on the changes, getting everyone involved, and you can when the score is 36-0 for New Zealand. Always nice to get your first touch.
Yeah, that's right. Get the jitters out, get on the field and make a bit of an impact, and that's exactly what these impact players do coming off the bench. Teresa Fitzpatrick in particular there at the ruck to open that space up for Blythe on the wing.
I know that's one thing you're really impressed with the New Zealand team. They've got a good squad, not just a good starting seven.
Yeah, that's right. They've got a lot of depth coming through their squad, and you can see that in the likes of the young players like Alina Saili, who are yet to see. She's another phenomenal player. She's on the field, actually, number 12, just taken the field, so keep an eye on her. And, yeah, the likes of Teresa Fitzpatrick as well, some great young guns.
These ladies transferring from the 15s onto the 7s. She must have heard you, Saeli. She looked up at you, Tiana, giving her a rap. Young kid, only 19 years of age. But let's see what China can do. Good tackle in defence. Strong. There's that Teresa Fitzpatrick. Ruby Tui. She loves that stuff. I knew you'd love this. You didn't mind a bit of a hit up in the shoulder, Tiana.
Love the contact, as does Ruby Tui. Beautiful, dominant tackle there.
A lot of learnings for sure for this Chinese team, but it's not all over for them, no doubt about that. And I'm sure that's what their coach, Chad Shepherd, will be saying. He knew coming into this one, it's always going to be a tough game first up for his ladies.
Yeah, that's right. And it's all about learning, especially for the teams like Mexico and China that are at the bottom of the ladder. Massive learning experiences coming up against the best in the world. You can only take positives from these sorts of games.
And in some areas, they've been very good defensively. First phase, they've been good. On this occasion, they missed the tackle on Teresa Fitzpatrick. Brazier sees the space, goes over the top to Baker. Now Baker on the outside. Some good footwork by Shakira Baker, and vision as well to get that ball out. Now Brazier, the left foot kick pass. Out to Fata Simpkins, takes the ball to this. Katrina Fata Simpkins now. Here's the 19-year-old Saeli with ball in hand, and she runs so smooth. And she's going to get her first stop down in this tournament. Alina Saeli.
She only made her debut for New Zealand in Sydney last year. A phenomenal player. She's played a little bit of 15s there for the Black Ferns. Had a huge impact earlier this year with the 2 Bledisloe tests against Australia. But we see here she's got a lethal left foot, especially for a powerhouse like herself. She's not one of the smallest girls on the team, but she's got so much power in those legs, and we can see here she's hard to stop when she gets on the move.
Only 19 years of age, Alina Saeli. And there it is, game, set, and match for the Kiwi Black Fern Sevens girls. They'll take a dominant win against the Chinese first up. Some more challenges to come for sure as they play the English and the US, but in the end, 45 points to 0.
Give me back a few minutes, I'll be right back.
you don't give her an opportunity or space like that.
She's got the angle, pace, and she's going to score.
Mikholtsova, what a try!
They forgot to put her on the ground, and if you give her any kind of space, she will punish you. Mikholtsova up for the dummy, and through she goes.
Just showing why she's such a quality player.
He's made some noise with the football today, Mikholtsova.
Ready to go for the showdown between Russia in the red and Spain in the yellow. Spain 7th in the World Series last season. Russia was just a spot better, number 6 in this one. And then at the recent Rugby World Cup Sevens, an 8th place finish for Russia and a 5th place finish for Las Leones. As they huddle, you see Sarah Cox, the referee. Bill Seward alongside Andrea Burke. Glad you could join us. A beautiful day in Glendale, Colorado. Rugby Town, USA. And if you're out there in the social media world, hashtag USA
So let's go back. Can you guys hear me?
W7S or W7s. And also hashtag HSBC 7, the number 7,
okay,
and then
so
the letter
as long
S.
as you can hear me, okay? I've got no comms coming back your way, okay?
And so far, everything's played pretty much to Hoyle, as it were.
I've got no comms.
Maybe you could say England was a minor upset of the United States, 12-10, but New Zealand breezing by China, 45-0. And ready to get this one underway, and Spain looking to receive, and a couple of bounces, and to touch it goes. And so on the near side, it will be Spain with the line out. I don't know if you could pick a better setting for this one, Andrea. You got the snow on the Rockies to the right, you got the sun coming in from the left, and you got some pretty good rugby out on this pitch at Infinity Park.
Well, the rugby has not disappointed so far today as Glendale kicks off the World Rugby HSBC Women's 7 Series.
And Russia with the tap and go and bounced outside. As Russia trying to recycle it, and a bit of a slowdown, but they get the tap and quickly heading inside Daria Lushina, and Lushina going to start the scoring for Russia.
Great little show and go by Lushina. She made her Russia debut in Langford in 2015. No stranger to the squad. This sort of experience that enables a player to go with the quick tap, have the vision on the field when they're 10 meters out from the goal line, and put the defense under pressure. She makes it look easy.
One of the 11 of 12 players in the Russian roster that participated in the World Cup Sevens recently. And Lushina, with this her 14th event, now 120 career points on the series.
Spain will be sure to bite back hard after that try. They are known to be a team that does not give up easily.
Marina Bravo, the 5, the scrum cap, unable to corral that one. Instead, it goes to Baranchuk and back toward the center of the field. The try scorer, Lushina, sort of a surprise pass to the captain, Mikholtsova, and picked up and then put down by Echevarria on the far side of Spain. Back it comes this side by Strova to Kamidova, and Kamidova, Baizat Kamidova, came on the scene for this rugby tour back in 2013 at Dubai, and impressive ever since. And the captain, Mikholtsova, trying to set sail down that right touchline, taken down, recycled back to the center, and by Strova on the quick pass to Baranchuk, and that one was forward.
Russia playing very close to the line. A number of these lateral passes just inching on what could look like a forward pass. Referee Sarah Cox said that one definitely was forward. Spain is playing a good push defense with a little bit of pressure coming up, and Russia has no choice but to take it into contact.
Set.
Just over 3.5 to go, and the scrum breaking down.
Okay,
and
get it stable. All right. Crouch.
Sarah Cox telling them to get it together, get it stable, and push straight. And they do. And quickly out of the pack comes Maria Casado with it.
Leave it.
And awarded the penalty is Spain. You heard Sarah Cox saying, I believe, to Byastrova, leave it, and you just can't help yourself sometimes. There's a Easter egg there, and there's a hunt going on, and you see it, and you want to grab it.
Yes, as players, we tend to get very ball hungry. You know, possession is 9/10 of the law in rugby sevens, and whatever you can do to get your hands on it is, you know, it's almost like players are seeing red or white on the field for that matter.
Back it comes for Russia, center of the field. Mikhaltseva, the captain, with a runner in tow, but she might call her own number, and she has, all the way down, and in goes Elena Mikhaltseva. And then a little flex at the end, huh?
That is her signature style as the try scorer, Mikhaltseva. If you've been following the HSBC Women's 7 Series, you will notice this from her as a player. What I love about this try, it is, even though the passes were there, it's such an individual, well-worked try. She just backs herself, believes in her speed and her fend 100%, gets the points on the board, and creates a larger gap. Russia is really taking this to Spain.
And Mikhaltseva, you could see in her mind, she's going, you're not going to bring me down with a hand tackle here. I got some motor going, and you're going to have to really get after me, and they didn't. She went across and scored.
She is one tough player, both physically and mentally. This woman doesn't quit.
In the air, Casado can't handle it. Goes.
Great tactics there by Russia, continuing to kick to the left side of the field. Casado, time and time again, having a hard time fielding it. And that's a great tactic in rugby. If it's working, keep doing it.
Bind, set.
Lucina rolls it in, doesn't come out cleanly, and spinning the scrum, the call against Spain as Saradina wearing the 7. Komitova in quite a battle with Marina Bravo, and the counter by Bravo. And then the chip to in goal, and looks like they're
no, time off. I just want to check if you're in touch.
They're going to check if she was at the dead ball line with her feet or not.
Yeah, check it. Okay. Kino.
Let's listen in to Sarah Cox.
Just talk slowly for me. Can we have try yes or no, please? I want to check that she's not in touch in the dead ball line, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kino, look after that as a try, okay? Just give me a thumbs up if that's correct. Thank you very much.
It's beautiful when the pictures come across like that. It was almost like they were getting the consent by the crowd because they saw up on the big screen a beautiful shot.
Well, there it is. Try scorer Lucina, just a perfectly weighted little chip. It's like she does it in the park every day. And the speed for her to chase down her own kick, again, just another well-worked try, individual effort on Russia, and it's exactly what they need. Bill, I have to say, Spain is looking like they're under pressure there, and this is not the start I'm sure they were hoping to have.
And let's face it, Patricia Garcia is not here, and she has been such a key, such the hub, really, to what Spain does on the sevens attack, and she has not made the trip here today, and I think they're feeling the effects of that.
She very much is their pocket rocket. She gains the extra yards for her team. When the team is going backwards, she seems to somehow get the ball moving forward. It's that spark that seems to be missing for Spain in this morning's game.
Into the Russian huddle we go, and the coach, Andrei Kuzin.
То старайтесь либо разворотом играть, либо доигрывать. Замедляйте мяч, замедляйте. Они в обстановке становятся. Хорошо? Дети опять рядом, туда был мяч, проводите. Смотрите, к краю вводите. Дети удары в районе 13. Либо на передней, как сыграли, ну там может было по спине, либо по спине. Если есть явное преимущество, перед последним отдайте, начинайте давить. Хорошо? Хорошая отработка, хорошая поддержка в краю, девочки. Если не сыграете, им тяжело будет. Так здорово, не выкидываем, сохраняем мячи. Все здорово, девочки, внимательно.
Девочки, как будто первый тайм. Да, 3-4.
Well, if I knew how to speak Russian, my translation there would be like, great job, ladies, keep it going. I think Russia has had an outstanding half so far. Great field vision, moving the ball really well, and of course, backing their speed.
I was going to say, you're Canadian, and you're pretty close there to them, but I guess when you factor in Alaska, and they did give us Lev Kelter, and
I'm not getting that
Sarah Palin says, you know, you can see it from her window, so I don't know, I guess I should probably try to decipher some of what Andre was saying, but yeah, I got a feeling he's pretty happy with how it's going, and let the good times roll and keep rolling in the second half. Russia with the advantage, and Spain to kick it off as Ingrid Alger wearing the 10 for Spain. Played 4 rounds last season, made her debut in Sydney, and sends one way high, and it's batted around by Amaya Urbina and Arina Byastrova of Russia. Kamidova back to Mikhaltseva. Spun outside, and a flyer, and hey, too much speed away. Goes the 7 to the corner, Kristina Saradina, and in for the try.
Beautiful, beautiful run there. Great pace, great speed. What I love from Mikhaltseva is she fakes the pass, holds the defense, and instead of going for the short, she hits the flat flyer, Kristina Saradina, and the eventual try scorer. That her pace was no match for Algar there, and Russia just seems to be settling in.
It was nice, the way the captain, almost like a magic trick, a little sleight of hand. You get to see this, but I'm going to give you this. And it was a winner, putting Saradina in flight.
That's why on defense you really need to play what's in front of you. I think there's a little bit of anticipation, thinking the ball was going to go short, which created a bit of a shooter line from the defense. Mikhaltseva read that extremely well and put in the missed pass.
Once again, the restart is bobbled and dropped. Only this time it actually hit the torso and went down, so there was no knock-on call. The prior times it would hit the torso, go down, and then they'd flail at it with their hands. And that resulted in a turnover, but this time the turnover comes a little later. Offside the call, and Lucina circles around to Baranchuk. And Anna Baranchuk made her debut in Japan last season. There is the try scorer, Saradina, the kick to the corner, and not quite the corner, more the touch line and out. And Echevarria getting the ball set, put it down. By the way, happy birthday to Ira Echevarria, wearing the 11 for Spain, her 26th birthday today.
And we talked at the half about Patricia Garcia not being on the field to provide that veteran experience. However, Barbara Pla and Echeverria have both joined the Spanish side with substitutions, and perhaps these are the players that they need to settle the game and get the ball moving forward. As well, number 5, Marina Bravo has entered the field.
Yeah, it's kind of a birthday day. We saw Charity Williams earlier, was, I believe, her 22nd birthday. So there's got to be some cakes at the hotel today as Saradina quickly across, and her second try of the match. Well, you're in the right place at the right time, and sometimes they give it to you.
What here looks like is a bit of an overthrow turns into just a perfect opportunity for Russia's Daria Lushina to capitalize on. Russia is starting to make it look easy.
$27-0 as Saradina now gets a little rest. A good effort today by her. And as she comes out, and the sun getting high in the sky here in Glendale, Colorado. Rugby Town, USA. Bill Seward alongside Andrea Burke. And the restart. Spain really hasn't manufactured much of anything of an attack so far, and Barbara Pla inside the 22 drives across the line. Well done by her, presents, and they spin it right side. Bravo. The kick is charged down, comes into the hands of Casado.
First one was back, and then the second one was forward, just on the floor.
Going off of the knock-on scrum down. Spain had a clear overlap there, 2-on-1. However, Baizat Kamedova for Russia was that outside player, and she is a very strong, fast player. You know, perhaps Russia or Spain was just thinking if we pass it out there, we might get pushed out of bounds. Either way, a turnover has resulted.
Crouch, bind.
Marina Bravo taking a rest for Spain. And the pass just a little flat and out of the reach, and kicked the other way by Echeverria. Echeverria in a chase with Bystrova, who wins that one, but Echeverria, the takedown. Now who's got the most as Kamedova able to push back and then get the ball outside to Noritsina. And the knock on, and so Spain will have the scrum just slightly into Russian territory. And another substitution for Spain as Barbara Pla heads out. And coming into the contest is Maria Garcia wearing the 4. Usually Patricia Garcia has the 4 for Spain. And still going forward, and nice counter by Echeverria, but holding on too long the call. Got to get that ball and present it, and Lushina really masterfully keeping things alive to Mikaltseva, who flicks it back inside, and it's taken by Spain. Back the other, ooh, Garcia runs hard into Kukina, and Garcia a little slow to get up, hitting the midsection there. Echeverria clears right side to Hurtado, and then in the 3 is Urbina of the Urbina sisters. She's the faster. Can she beat Kamedova? Yes, she can. Away goes Amaya Urbina, the 21-year-old, the older of the sisters. Got enough wheels to get 5 points.
Magnificent speed there by Amaya Urbina. She takes Kamedova in behind, draws the defenders in, and just turns the corner for a 60-meter run. I think both teams are thankful for the break right now. People are looking tired, gasping for breath, and I mean, it's been a big, hard game for Russia and Spain so far.
Cannot convert, but a 27-5 lead for Russia. So maybe a little surprised that Spain didn't present the firepower that it had on tour last season and at the World Cup Sevens, a 5th place finish there.
A little bit of a slower start for Spain today for sure, and that's the beauty about Sevens is there's 2 days, 6 games, and every, what they show up here today might be very different in their 2nd game of the day.
Russia with another chance to go on the attack. And the takedown of Prokudina. Mikhaltseva, almost that never say die effort of let me just keep getting as much as I can here, and Kamidova sort of shows, then presents. That's a big stretch off the ground, that ball holding high. The flick back, and Russia's got one on, and away goes Prokudina, Anastasia Prokudina. Made her debut in Claremont in 16, touching it down, and yet another score for Russia.
Well, it's not over till it's over, and of course points for and against matter when it goes into the cup rounds on day 2.
Yeah, that point differential factors in there, and they know it. Russia wants to get as many as they can, and on through 34-5. Russia is victorious over Spain. Coming up, Australia and Mexico.
Well, last game up on this bracket of play sees Australia, the #1 seed in the World 7 Series, taking on Mexico. Mexico, well, their first time, they're the North American Sevens champions, so they're the invitational team here in Glendale this week, and their starters are Farah Gonzalez, Bueno Rosales, Fernando Tovar, the captain Rendros, and Rivera. And the Australian team, former Australian Sevens member Tiana Pinatani. You take us through them.
Yeah, so they've got Shannon Parry, the skipper, Emma Sykes, Cassandra Staples, Dominique Totoy, Vania Polite, Charlotte Kaslik, and Paige McGregor in there. Keep your eyes on number 6, Vania Polite. She recently just won the Australian Women's Sevens Player of the Year this week, so she's another phenomenal player.
No, you've been here with these ladies just about to run in this field in that Wallaby jersey. I mean, what's going through your mind when you know you've got to win by plenty? There's a lot of internal pressure on yourselves, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely, especially with Olympic qualifications as a result of the end of this season. There's a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and it's the first game of the season to kick off, so you don't really know where you're at. Coming off the back of not so successful in San Francisco, Australia definitely have got a lot to work on, and they've got to come out firing in this match in particular.
Now, just tell me what's it like when you play a team such as Mexico, who have nothing to lose?
They really do have nothing to lose, and you've always got to respect the opposition that are sitting at the bottom of the pool. And Mexico, they've got the upper hand of being the underdogs and the unknown, so they can bring that out against Australia. They've got a little bit of a taste of world-class football at the Rugby World Cup in San Francisco, so I'll be excited to see what they bring to this match.
And there we see the table from last season. Australia, #1 in the hood, in front of New Zealand, and they want to keep that going. And here's a debut for Emily Shea from the USA. Congratulations on the first game. It's a bit of local goodness here in Glendale. She's about to get us started. There's Emily Shea. Australia, first right's nice kick too. Mexico with their back turned to the ball. Farah, hard to take. Australia straight onto the ball. Strong carry as well. Into the 22 already. Clean ball.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over. Kaslik now. There's a player on the outside. Goes around and miss pass too. And Emma Sykes with the step. Untouched. Emma Sykes is smooth. What a start. 26 seconds, first try.
Beautiful start here for the Aussies in the first 30 seconds there. Emma Sykes bagging her 17th career try. First one for this weekend. Another up-and-coming superstar, but the master, Charlotte Caslick, through the middle, using her footwork, bouncing off the left foot and just catching Emma Sykes out on the outside there. Again, stepping inside the outside player for Mexico and just bagging herself 5 points to open this match.
Yeah, no Emma Tomigato here this weekend, still recovering from a shoulder injury. Sykes on the flank, they're having to step up, and wow, she can go, can't she?
Yeah, that's right. She's done a good job, obviously, to open this match, but they'll be missing Emma Tomigato, their top try scorer for last year.
A great young player as Emma Tomigato. Will be sending our best wishes out to her for her recovery. But this young lady here, Emma Sykes, only 20 years of age. Going to get us started again. Beautiful kick. Second one in a row. Contestable in Australia. Get that one. A little bit of duress, but they're able to tidy up. Good clean out by Parry. They go to the short side. A missed tackle. Some footwork as well. Cassandra Staples, was it? Paige McGregor, sorry.
Are you happy with the grounding? Yes, the player's not.
Was she out?
Touch.
Get it down before she put it out. Yeah, easy. Paige McGregor, another young kid, only 19 years of age, looking real good.
Yeah, she's an exciting player, this young Paige McGregor. I've seen her grow up, watched a lot of her touch games. But she's got that flair that the Aussies need in the future. She's only 19 years old. She made her debut last year in Dubai for Australia and signed a full-time contract this year. Some exciting stuff there from her.
Let me get this right. You watched her grow up. How old are you? 22, 23? She's 19.
A few years younger than me, but no, I've watched her. Played alongside her sister, Racey McGregor, who's a league player now in Australia.
There seems to be a new influx of young players. That John Minetti, first full-time, he's been in charge, since he's taken over halfway through the season, but he seems to be bringing young kids like this along.
Yeah, which is great. Australia need that to grow the depth within their squad.
Sykes again. Nice high contestable ball, and another regather from Australia, 2 in a row. Doing some great work at the breakdown. Again was the captain, Parry. Taking the ball strong. There's Detoy. Out to the try scorer, Sykes. Who got us started, and well, this lady here, one of the best playmakers in the business, Charlotte Caslick.
And it's surprising to think she's only 23 years old, so much experience, such a mature head on her shoulders, but you see she creates so much space through the midfield, and then she's there to back up Emma Sykes, popping herself in a good shadow support position to get herself 5 points for Australia.
What I like about that, you saw it on that shot, Emma Sykes just stopped, and the defence stopped as well, and there was 3 of them around her, and they couldn't see Caslick coming on the inside. It was good vision.
Yeah, that's right, and the two-handed carry in particular there from Dominique Dutoy and Emma Sykes, holding up that defensive player, forcing her to really make eye contact and make a decision whether she goes or whether she holds, and it gave Charlotte Caslick that split second, and that's all she needed, a player like Caslick.
Yeah, great analysis, breaking it all down for us here. Tiana Penatani, former Australian Sevens player. I know she'd love to be out there. Great to have her beside me calling this one. But all weekend long, Australia dominating the first 4 minutes of this half through the nice kickoff from Emma Sykes. This one goes longer, so Mexico finally gets on ball, but it's not taken on the full, so they have to reset. They've got 4 numbers in that ruck. They're going to be short on the outside. Good line speed and defence. Detroit up there making a tackle.
4 gold, roll away.
Mexico with the quick tap, but they're in their own 22. They're a bit lateral at the moment. A high tackle, but it's play on. Too many numbers in the ruck, but all a bit close at the moment. It's going to be too easy for the Aussie defence. They keep doing the one-off run. It's very condensed. And there it is there, the captain.
Number 4, holding on.
Parry. Taken quickly. A lot of space, a good straighten, and a nice pass as well. That's going to be Staples with her first try.
Australia make it too easy off the back of that steal there. Shannon Parry, the skipper, showing us how it's done. She's one of the best pilferers in the game, but it was good ball skills there from Ivania Polite. We mentioned her earlier, just to straighten, as you said, step off the left foot, commit that centre for Mexico, and then put Cassie Staples out on the outside. 17 tries in her career, Cassie Staples, and she only made her debut last year in Langford, Canada. Another exciting player.
Yeah, keeping it width there. Something that's really noticeable at this Australian team, just the way they're able to shift their ball. The skills have always been supreme, but to be able to put those passes in front, it seems like an easy thing to do, but under pressure and under fatigue, very tough.
Yeah, absolutely, and they put a lot of work into those core skills. I know the likes of Australia and New Zealand, and that's why they come so naturally to them, second nature.
That's probably the reason why this Mexican team, unfortunately for them, was so condensed. They couldn't get the ball out on the outside, and another kick-off reception for the Australians. Caslick bounce back the blind, and it's going to be Staples for a double. Is it easy as you please? Untouched. Good work from the kick-off. Potent stuff from the Aussies.
Beautiful stuff there from Cassie Staples to bag a double within a minute of each other. That's awesome. But just doing her job on the wing, scoring the points while the midfielders do the work. As we can see, Charlotte Caslick using the footwork again and then putting Cassie Staples out on the outside. And it's a tough gig here for Mexico, but they're doing well to stay connected through the middle of the field and forcing Australia to go around on the edges. That's a positive that they can take from this, and it'll come with experience and obviously a lot more training to pick up their speed.
We're just dominating at the moment at kick-off time. The Australians, so back-to-back possessions for them. Here's this try scorer, double. She'll be pretty happy. Second in the big ones, but always nice to get your first game, first half, 2 tries.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort there from Staples.
Will tackle completions. You're going to miss that many against a class outfit like Australia. That will take full toll. And again, up nice and high from sides. Tap back again from the Australians. Numbers around the ball.
Advantage over.
Great work. Great step as well. McGregor's already scored 1 try. Caslick, their ball caught up high, but she's able to release it to Staples. Missed pass from Staples. Oh, the footwork is just too good. Pelite is going to be the one to get a 5-pointer behind the name this time.
Excellent stuff there from Ivania Pelite. She made the HSBC Dream Team for the 2018 World Series last season, but she was the one that got the contest from the kickoff, regained possession for Australia, and she's a wizard when it comes to her footwork. She really deceives players with how quick she is off the mark with her acceleration and her agility.
There we go, Tiana Pinatani putting on her, the wizard. Pelite. Conversion no good, but the score's looking real good for the Aussies in this first 7 minutes. They are dominating. It's 34 points to 0.
Todo empieza desde la patada de salida. Nadie está pasando enfrente para bloquear ellos, para que no lleguen a nosotros que estén intentando cachar el balón. Alguien tiene que pasar por enfrente, organizarlo, porque en este momento las 3 se van aquí juntas. ¿Okay? Uno enfrente, uno por el balón, el otro por allá cerca. ¿Okay? Tenemos que decirlo, porque si no podemos asegurar el balón, esto es como están anotando. Nosotros fallamos la patada y lo mueven y ya no llegamos. ¿Okay? Tenemos que tener este balón. ¿Okay? Entonces voy a hacer un cambio. Coco, tú vas a entrar. ¿Okay? Sale y prende. ¿Okay? Ese es el único cambio en este momento. ¿Okay? Pero chicas, necesitamos el balón.
¡Dale! ¡Hey! ¡3, 2, 1, México!
Una cosa más. Vamos a contacto.
Well, my Spanish is no good, Tiana, but what do you think was said in their huddle there for the Mexicans?
I was just about to say the same. With the Mexican side, I feel as though the coach would be just relaying that obviously this is going to be a massive learning experience for them. They knew what they were up against coming against the series defending champions, but just to hold on to the ball when they've got possession, try and make their tackles and stay connected, just work on the principles that they've been working on at training and not to let Australia get inside their heads too much. Just keep sticking to their game plan and try and get a little bit more possession in their hands.
Yeah, one thing I sort of picked up was the blockers at kickoff time was something they really, Simon Pierre, sorry, was really trying to hammer home. Isabella Gonzalez goes long for the Mexican. Finds a bit of greenery too, but awkward bounce. Go wide to Emma Sykes. Again, takes out 4 defenders, and there's a hole in the middle. Sykes with some great vision. She's got some footwork as well, but makes the right decision. Good tackle one-on-one by Gonzalez, the sweeper. Dusty pass, and Shani Williams, unfortunately, couldn't take that one. Good opportunity in Mexico now.
That's right, Mexico are in good field position here. All they need to do is just hold on to the ball, get it out to their speedsters, and use a little bit of their experience in Daniela Rosales, who captained them at the Rugby World Cup earlier this year.
Here's the mistake there. Hard one for Shani Williams to take. Done it all.
Set.
The co-captain for Australia. Good scrum, but able to diffuse that Mexico. Can they get a wide to one of their strike players? Confusion in the midfield.
Knock on green.
Between Gonzalez and Landros, the captain. Gives the ball straight back to Australia. Cleared by Totoy. Not much doing on the outside. Strong over the top as Emma Sykes. Goes again. 2 does the number 9. She's had a good game. Nice and spread now are the Australians across the face. Taking the ball up. Nice release. Can they do the last one? Options both inside and out for Debbie Hayes. Goes all a bit in slow motion, and she ends up, she's going to go all the way herself. Oh yeah, nice run. That'll hurt the lungs first up for Debbie Hayes, but she gets the job done, the number 3.
Some nice individual brilliance there from Demi Hayes, coming off the bench, making an impact. Some end-to-end footy here, and like you said, she had options both left and right. She was sure to keep the ball in 2 hands, looking at those options, but she knew once she'd gotten just on the outside of the Mexican player, I think it was Gonzalez there, she knew she was in, and backed her pace. Great stuff, Demi Hayes.
Conversion from out wide across the face, no good. Well, Australia, the first score in the second half. 6 tries in the first. There she is there, the latest one, Demi Hayes. Another one, only 20 years of age. Not taken. Once again, back, trying to take it with their back turned to the kicker. It's so tough rather than taking a couple of metres back and trying to come forward to the ball.
That's right, and they know that they need to run those J lines to try and get underneath the ball, turn your hips, so that way if it does fall out of your hands, it'll go backwards.
Explain, what's a J line?
A J line? Well, you need to run a hook line. So running from wide and trying to, circle the ball. So when you jump in the air, you can turn around and catch it with your back facing towards the opposition.
I just can't spell. I used to do an O-line. I would have gone in circles, so that's why I wasn't in kickoffs.
Bind. Set.
Give us a little bit of inside knowledge. Tiana Penatani, former Australian Sevens member. Big smile on her face watching her ex-team do what they do. They do a late cut in the middle of the park, and Staples is going to get a treble in this game. Easy as you please. Well-worked move with a late cut.
Cassie Staples bagging 3. Not a bad way to start off the first match with a hat trick as she continues her try-scoring prowess, but she just backs her pace. A nice late switch there with her inside player. You could see she was reading it, whether she needed to stay out or whether she needed to cut under, and she made the perfect decision, put herself in that space, and too much in the tank.
Well, everything going right for the Australians at the moment. Dominating set piece, especially the kickoff. It's with them very impressive. Sandra Staples putting on the show at the moment. It's always nice, as you say, to get his confidence in game 1.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes it can go either way. You either start a little bit rusty and a little bit slow, but Australia have definitely done the complete opposite, putting their best foot forward in this first match.
Only 4 points away from cracking the half century. Australia and their superstars come onto the field as well. Elliot Green, look out for her. She gets ball in hand. It's going to be Mexico. The opportunity, 2.5 minutes left. Haven't had much opportunities with ball in hand. Gonzalez there. She's talking to her troops to see what's going on. No sweeper for Australia. Interesting to see they've all got their 7 women up in the front line. Late switch there for Farah. It's a head up, but strong in defence, Australia. Nice tackle.
5 gold. Roll away.
Unfortunately, Traherne not rolling away, so they get another repeat. Do Mexico.
Play on.
Daniela Gonzalez. Same move, the switch with Farah. Strong head up over the ball. This Australia can't gear it, so they go deep into the pocket. Not really going forward as it's all catch a pass now. Oh my goodness gracious me. Elliot Green absolutely cut someone in half. I love me a shot.
Stay on your feet.
And they go quick through Australia. Paige McGregor, the 19-year-old, is going to go on for another try, but she'll go back and just tap the back of Elliot Green because she absolutely did a number on one of the Mexican players to get the turnover.
Doesn't surprise me there, Elliot Green with that big shot. She is a powerhouse, that woman. As we see here, she's fresh legs straight off the bench and, oh, get a taste of that, she says.
Oh, my jaw sore after that. I need a Panadol. That's how you do it, and that's how you finish it.
The icing on the cake there for Paige McGregor. 2 career tries, first tries for her in this first opening pool game.
I must say congratulations to them, Paige McGregor. Over the 50-point mark now are the Australians. I suppose the pleasing thing for them is the 0.
Yeah, that's right. It really comes into play more towards the back end of the season, the for and against there. So Australia will be happy with this performance.
Another kickoff won by the Australians. And some more possession for them. He gives it out. Strong carry in the midfield. Quick bridger there and quick release now. They go to the right-hand side. Williams passes it on. Dummy and goes through the hole. Does Demi Hayes. Doesn't come off on that occasion, so great defense there from Mexico.
There's great pressure there from Mexico to really track them on the outside and force that error there from Cassie Staples, but Australia is so lethal when they pull the ball to one side, they make a quick switch and then they attack the side that they came from, and they leave the opposition and the defence open and on the back foot if they don't open their eyes.
Yeah, real family affair here at Glendale this weekend.
Set.
In the US of A. Great to see the young kids here watching some great Rugby Sevens action. That's going to be taken back to one more opportunity for the Australians here. It's going to be their feet into the scrum. No. We said game over. Does Emily Shea. And in the end, Australia just way too good for the Mexicans. 53 points to 0. Oh, it's been some hot action over the first stanza of this competition in day one. In Pool A, we see Australia just finished with an outstanding win with 53 points. Russia in second with a good win with 27, minus 27 against the Spanish, and Mexico were at the foot. We hit Pool B, which is a very strong one, with New Zealand topping that one. England sneak over the home team, the USA, and China end up in 4th position. And then Pool C, Canada top that one. A nice win over Fiji to get this tournament started. France in second in Ireland, and Fiji. We're going to take a bit of a breather here, but don't be too far away. We've got 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and we'll be right back. See you soon.
she was going to go on. No, she didn't. Yeah,